It was Christmas Eve in Manhattan. Snow fell silently outside the tall glass windows of the Grand Oak Hotel, blanketing the city in a quiet stillness that should have felt magical. But for Nathan Hale, CEO of Hale Tech Industries, the silence inside his penthouse suite was louder than any storm outside. Nathan sat alone at a perfectly set dining table for one, with a roasted duck delivered by room service and untouched wine in his glass. The suite was lavish, chandelier above, fireplace flickering, Christmas jazz playing softly, but it felt colder than the winter wind. He stared at the golden ribbon on a gift box he had bought and wrapped himself, labeled with a name, Emily. But Emily wouldn't open it this year. She hadn't opened one in the last 3 years ago, his only daughter had passed away from a rare heart condition. She was just 7. Since then, Christmas had become a ghost haunting him, not a holiday. Despite his millions, his awards, and his empire, Nathan was drowning in silence and sorrow. He had buried himself in work, cut off from family, and turned down every holiday invitation from employees and colleagues who knew better than to press. But today, something in him had cracked. He'd walked out of his office and checked into the hotel just to escape his empty penthouse at home. He took a sip of wine, trying not to look at the empty seat across from him. Downstairs in the lobby, Christmas was alive. The hotel had transformed into a winter wonderland. A small local choir sang carols. Children in festive pajamas giggled as they helped decorate cookies. Among them was a wide-eyed girl in red mittens and braids, holding her mother's hand tightly. Her name was Lily. She was 6 and had just moved into a tiny apartment nearby with her single mom, Sarah. Sarah worked part-time as a receptionist and struggled to make ends meet. She had managed to save up just enough to treat Lily to one night at the hotel, her daughter's only wish this Christmas. Lily didn't ask for toys. She didn't want dolls or gadgets. She just wanted a warm dinner, somewhere fancy, and to be with people who were smiling. That's when Lily saw him, upstairs on the mezzanine balcony, a man in a suit, alone, staring down at the festivities below like he was a world away. He looked so sad it made her chest tighten. "Mommy, why is that man alone?" she whispered. Sarah followed her daughter's gaze and frowned. "Maybe he's waiting for someone," she said gently. Lily shook her head. "No, he looks like he's already been waiting too long." Then, without a second thought, Lily broke away from her mother's hand and walked toward the grand staircase. Sarah called after her, startled, but didn't stop her. Something about the determination in her daughter's steps felt strangely right. Nathan was lost in his thoughts when a soft voice startled him. "Excuse me, sir, do you want to have dinner with us?" He blinked. Before him stood a little girl in a red sweater and sparkly boots, looking up at him with the sincerity only a child could offer. Behind her, a woman approached cautiously, clearly unsure whether to interrupt. What?" Nathan said, his voice hoarse from disuse. Lily smiled. "You look sad. And it's Christmas. You shouldn't be alone." Nathan's throat tightened. He looked at Sarah, who gave a small, apologetic shrug, about to say something to pull her daughter away, but he raised a hand. "No, it's okay." He looked down at the empty chair across from him. Then he looked at the ribbon-wrapped gift still sitting unopened. He stood up slowly, unsure why tears were threatening his eyes. I'd be honored to join you." Downstairs, they sat at a small table in the hotel's cafe. It wasn't extravagant. The food was simple: mashed potatoes, turkey, rolls. But to Nathan, it tasted like warmth for the first time in years. Lily chatted nonstop. She asked about his favorite Christmas movies, if he liked snowball fights, and whether he believed in Santa. Nathan laughed more in that 1 hour than he had in the past 1,000 days combined. Sarah watched silently, marveling at the transformation. The sorrow that had once clouded the man's face had begun to lift. Not completely, but enough. After dessert, Lily asked, "Who's the present for?" Nathan hesitated, then pushed it gently toward her. "It was for my daughter. Her name was Emily. She would have been 10 now. She loved Christmas." Lily looked up at her mother for permission, and Sarah nodded softly. Lily opened it carefully. Inside was a snow globe, hand-painted with a carousel and tiny horses spinning inside a flurry of glitter. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Nathan smiled. "She used to collect them." Lily hugged the snow globe to her chest. "I'll take care of it for her." Nathan turned away quickly, wiping his eyes. The evening ended with Sarah thanking him and Lily giving him a hug so tight he thought his heart might break open again, but this time, for a different reason. As they left, Nathan stood alone again. But this time, it didn't feel so cold. The ache was still there, but it was no longer silent. It had a heartbeat again. Dash dash dash. In the weeks that followed, Nathan kept in touch with Sarah and Lily. He found out about their living conditions and offered to help, not out of pity but gratitude. He enrolled Lily in a better school, helped Sarah find a more stable job, and visited them often. It was awkward at first, but slowly, it became natural. Christmas the next year was different. The table was full. Laughter echoed. The snow globe sat in the center, a quiet reminder of a little girl named Emily and a little girl named Lily who unknowingly saved a man's life. Sometimes, miracles don't arrive in the form of angels or lightning bolts. Sometimes, they wear red mittens and ask simple questions like, "Do you want to have dinner with us?" And sometimes, all it takes to heal a broken heart is being invited in.